Hey everybody, it's Mariah Snow of Snow Nose. This is a very late start to a channel that I created 4 years ago and have just now gotten the inspiration to add to. So, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. I will tell you that I have become an Amazon affiliate so that when you click on the links in the description of the products that I talk about that I love, I may get a small commission. So, yay, go me. Thanks for helping me out and sharing this knowledge with people you know. All right, so let's just get to it. I just came back from a trip to Ireland, and I took a million things and I was kind of assessing what did I use, what did I not use, what really served me well. Honestly, there were not many things at all. I think there might have been 3 items that I did not use while I was on the trip. And so I feel like I did pretty well, and I wanted to share some of my favorite things with you. I thought the easiest way to do that was to just maybe go through my Amazon list and talk about what I used, how, why, and how it served me. So as you can see, I'm kind of starting my favorite things list with Excedrin, and you're probably like, what in the world? It is a game changer for travel. Let me just tell you, whether you are traveling by car or by plane, if you get tired, the last thing you want to do is drink a cup of coffee and then have to pee. So I take an Excedrin every couple of hours if I'm needing to stay awake. For this last particular trip to Ireland, I got there at 5:30 in the morning and hadn't slept for a whole day. So I was able to take a little nap, but I didn't want to get too off schedule. So I just popped a few Excedrin, went on about my day, had enough energy to get through until it was time to sleep at nighttime, their time. So highly recommend. And I also make 12-hour drives to Virginia several times a year. And so this is what gets me through so that I don't drink and have to stop a lot. Okay. Zicam. So I totally love Zicam. It's a natural immune booster, and I use it at home when I start to feel a little icky. I am a voice coach by trade and a performer, and so I can't afford to be sick. I can't afford to get colds. And at the first sight of colds, I do take the Zicam Rapid Melts. I was especially glad that I had them this particular trip because my travel partner got really sick, like horrible chesty cough. And I just took my Zicam every day. I spent a week sharing a room with her and didn't get sick. So highly recommend. Next thing on my list is turmeric. This particular product is awesome because it just helps with joint pain. And honestly, when you're traveling or you're stuck in a plane overnight and you're having to sit for long periods of time, getting on a regimen of this before you travel and during your travels is a definite game changer. I have a whole regimen of like how to stay well and what vitamins I take, but I'll do that in a different video. So this toiletry bag is awesome. I actually did not have it. My travel partner had it, and by the time we got home, I had ordered it because it was super efficient and cool and hung really nicely, held all of her toiletries, and even came with like an extra little makeup bag that, I plan to put brushes and things in next time. So definitely recommend that. It has a little TSA travel bag that comes out for your liquids, although I'll talk more about that later. My goal was to take as few liquids as humanly possible on this trip, and so when we get to the toothpaste tablets and things like that, it's kind of exciting. All right, speaking of, so in an effort to not carry liquids and not have a million things to go through at TSA, I did do as many things as possible non-liquid. These toothpaste tablets are awesome. They're small, they don't take up a lot of space. You chew it and then you brush. And actually, I might use them at home, so I like them. The only thing about it is I actually got the ones with charcoal in them, and so my teeth were black while I was brushing, and so I decided to try these other ones instead, and I do like them. On the same lines of just trying to be really organized, although I did do TSA pre-check this time, and let me tell you about the game changer that is. I will never go back. I zipped right through security. You don't have to take your shoes off or your liquids out or any of the things. Highly recommend. I didn't go so far as global entry because they need to get their act together and get more interview places available that are more convenient. But as far as the TSA interview, there's tons of places around most everybody where you can zip in and get your pre-check done. And I didn't find it was a huge deal for global travel either. So anyway, all right. So I purchased this pack of travel pouches and ended up, just putting my basics in them. They pack really nice and flat. So if whatever, toiletries that you do decide you're taking liquids wise, I really like these flat packs. All right. Oh, side bin. So I'm not going to lie, when you're on a trip and you're out to dinner and something spills on you, there's nothing worse because you can't do laundry. And I know this seems silly, but your Tide pen is the way to go. I also took some laundry sheets so that it wasn't liquid, and I just put them in a Ziploc baggie and washed things, small things as I went, and that was also really good. Okay, this is funny. Why is a beach towel strap in my travel items? So yes, I live in Florida, and yes, I use these at home. However, awesome fix here when you are stuck on a plane overnight and you have short little legs like I do that swing and then the backs of your legs ache. I simply took this and hung it over the seat tray on the plane, closed it back up in there, and stuck my feet in it, and it just kept them elevated slightly like a recliner. It's small. I've seen some videos where they said that like flight attendants made them get rid of their actual foot slings that they had purchased. And so I tried this. You can't even see it. And it was awesome. It really relieved some leg pain for me. So strange use, but really great item and inexpensive. AI translation earbuds. So for Ireland, everybody speaks English. It wasn't a big deal, although if you want to listen in and hear what they're saying in Gaelic, then that's kind of cool. But I do have another trip coming up to Germany in December, and although I'm doing my Duolingo, I know that I'm going to struggle a little bit more. German is not easy, and so I have these translation earbuds, and I've started testing them using the app on my phone and just listening to German videos on YouTube. And it's very cool. I think it's going to be super helpful. Between that and Google Translate, should be fine in Germany. But I wanted to share them because they are super cool. Or if maybe you get your nails done and you just want to listen in on what your nail techs are actually saying, it's kind of entertaining. All right, this may not seem like a travel item to you, but this is something that I use every single day in my daily life and ended up using definitely on my trip. It is a Rocketbook, and it's essentially a reusable paper. It has special pens, the Frixion pens, which are also on my list, and you just make your notes. You can erase with the pens. And then when you have a full page of notes, you can actually scan it. It has these tabs at the bottom that automatically send it to your shared folders. If you have a list that you want to transfer to electronically, you can do that. But the coolest part is you wipe the page clean with cloth and water. So easy, so nice. So when I'm teaching my students and I'm listening to them sing, I may be making temporary notes about things that I want them to correct. And then when their lesson's over with, obviously I don't need that anymore. I just wipe it clean and move on. So love my Rocketbook, and ended up definitely using it along the way to make notes on my travels. So I wanted to share that. Okay, so I'm not scared of cooties. I believe in natural immunity. However, let me tell you why and how I used these paper masks when I traveled. After about 3.5 hours in the plane, my nose gets so dry and my mouth gets dry. And by the time you're ready to relax and rest, you just so dried out that it's annoying. So I actually learned to just wear these masks in the plane because you're essentially breathing your own moisture back in and your nose doesn't get dried out and gross. So that's why I took these, and I really highly recommend just sticking it in your backpack or whatever you're taking on the plane with you. This is cool. Now I have one of these in my car and I use it for setting my phone on navigation. My car's a little older. I don't have a big navigation screen. And I absolutely love it. It just sits up on the dashboard, and I ended up taking this with me because we were going to rent a car in Ireland and I thought we were going to need it. But surprisingly, where I used it most was in the plane because it packs super flat. It's not like taking a tripod, which I like to, but you can use it on your plane tray to watch shows or do, whatever music you want to do if you're not using the plane's system. And so I ended up using it both ways and really, really recommend it. All right, now I know this sounds weird, but everybody has their own preferences, but I love my AirPods. I'm an Android user, but this is the only thing that I use, and I really love them. I use them for teaching my international and virtual clients, and I love this particular silicone-based cover because it just makes my AirPods case stand out in my purse or my briefcase or wherever I'm going. The lid doesn't come off. So I wanted to recommend this to you guys. Again, you can find all of these in the description. I'm going to put my links. So I wanted to recommend that. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit. I had a set of AirPods, and then I had a set of AirPod Pros. And again, it's all personal preference. But I feel like the AirPod Pros, I heard a lot of extra noise in the plane. Whereas when I stick my AirPod, basics in, they just cancel out all the other stuff. And then I put on my brown noise, and I know that sounds weird because you already have all of this rumbling from the plane, but you also have people moving around you and crinkling paper and all that stuff. And so if I want to rest or just close my eyes for a little bit, I definitely put on my brown noise. So highly recommend these. Okay, this next thing was new to me, but really worked out well for me. I saw it on another travel blogger's page, and I was concerned because I went small carry-on only in a backpack to Europe for a week. And I was a little concerned about space and weight in my bag. And so I purchased this travel pillow that's stuffable. It unzips. Let me tell y'all, I got more than 3 outfits rolled up into this pillow. It took weight out of my suitcase. It took, left me extra space. Airline didn't bother me about it because it's just a neck pillow. And ends up, if we pack it full of soft stuff, it ends up being a decent travel pillow at the same time. But it's just one extra thing you can hang on your luggage and get away with. So anyway, it worked out very well. I always disinfect my plane tray and knobs before I sit down or as I sit down. And I just find that it just makes me feel better and tends to work because guess what? I didn't get sick. So highly recommend having these little packs with you as you go. This is a fantastic travel adapter. It adapts to all the different countries that you might need. It has USB and Type-C connectors, multi-plugs. You just slide these knobs down on the side to adjust wherever you're traveling for, and a different receptacle pops out. So I really used this, and I used it in combination actually with this awesome multi-power strip. Super easy to pack, and just allowed me to have a little more space from the plug to the bedside table where you charge all of your stuff at night. And so I definitely recommend this. I had purchased this for a cruise a while back, but I have found that anywhere that I go overnight, I love taking this. It has multiple USB plugs, a Type-C, and then obviously regular outlets. So definitely recommend throwing one of these. It's worth taking up the space. All right, so this turned out to be one of my favorite things to travel with. It wasn't that color because I don't do green, guys. But it's big enough to actually act as a blankie in the plane. Rolls up really, really small. And then on our fancy dinner night out, I actually used it as a shawl over a little strapless dress, and it just dressed it right up, and it was super cute. So versus carrying a big blanket, or if you don't care for the airline blankets, this was just enough to keep me warm when the plane got cold. And so definitely recommend something like that. This tripod is awesome. I use it actually in my daily teaching when I do my virtual students and my international clients. But it's also really nice for travel because if it's just the two of you and you want both of you in pictures, it does come with a remote where you can snap the photos or videos. Just set up the tripod and get your shot ready, and it doesn't take up much space at all. So definitely liked that. All right, this one I'm kind of torn on. I have used it and I do like it, and I think it's important to have a place where you can put your passport and keep it safe. I don't necessarily trust hotel safes after all that I've learned about them and how they really don't reset the base codes, and people who know them can go in there and override whatever codes you've set. So I don't know, I'm just funny. I don't want to go through the hassle of trying to replace my passport, so I'd rather just keep it on me. But I also don't want it in my purse that might get snatched, heaven forbid, or that, I'm opening pockets and might possibly drop it out. So if you tuck your important stuff in and just put it in your waistband for the day, it's super thin, it's a good option. And it's RFID protected, although most things now are already RFID protected as far as like your passport and stuff like that, but still nice to have. Okay, this may seem strange to you guys, but those of you who know me know that I have some back issues, some scoliosis and things that I can't do anything about. And I also got some feet issues because of it, walking weird and whatever. Okay, so I had some issues and I had this TENS unit recommended to me, and I am telling you what, I am so super glad that I took it on this trip. I actually ended up using it on my feet and my lower back, and I mean, this is not the case it came in, but you know me, I gotta have some bling bling. It packs really small. I mean, it's tiny. And it was so worth it. It definitely saved me. It has these little pads that you attach to it and then put on wherever you're hurting, and then just turn on the electrical vibrations. And it saved me for sure on my feet. So highly recommend having one of those. Is it a little expensive? Yeah, totally worth it. And you will use it forever. It's rechargeable. All right, let me tell you about my next new find. So I cannot sleep without my brown noise, and I have big speakers that I use at home, a Bose that I love. However, for travel, you cannot beat this one. Let me show you its actual size. I mean, you can kind of see it in the picture, but this is how tiny it is. And surprisingly good sound, and I mean, it's not going to be as good a bass, obviously, as the Bose, but it has plenty. And so this was awesome for right beside my headboard or bed, at nighttime, put on your brown noise and just drown out any sounds that might be happening in the hotel that might wake you or whatever. So really good find on that, and not expensive. So I really was happy with this one. Oh, now I have had people talk to me for years, actually. I've been using this particular case on all my different phones as I went along, because I can walk out the door with my car key and my phone, and that's it. Because I carry this case that has this secret pocket that you just slide open, and I keep my my ID and a credit card and a $20 bill folded up nice and tight in there. And then I don't have to carry a purse or anything else. It comes in different colors or whatever. They also have this case one that actually, folds over, but I take too many pictures too fast to worry about that. So I prefer this hard case, super slim, still fits in your pocket nicely. So that's on my list. Okay, now I know y'all are gonna laugh at this one, but I bought this for my daughter who's at college, and as I knew I was going to be traveling with just a girlfriend in Ireland and we might be hanging out at pubs, I took one of these with me as well because you just never know. So this is the nightcap drink cover, and essentially it's just a black scrunchie. You can wear on your wrist. It doesn't look weird. If you go someplace and it feels even slightly shady, or you're concerned about your drink being exposed, or you're on a dance floor or whatever where somebody might roofie you, heaven forbid. Anyway, this is super, super fast, easy, covers your drink right up, and then nobody can tamper with it. So highly recommend it for college students at parties, or for just going out. So, all right, I fell in love with this. Y'all know me. I love my big jewelry, and packing it for trips can get a little bit tricky. So this is a great foldable and hangable jewelry case, multiple size pockets, and then it just folds over itself and lays down in your luggage. And I really enjoy it. I actually use it at home as well as on travel now. All right, you might be asking, why in the world has she got a pill case on here? Well, it's because it makes sense. Because if you do morning pills, like I do my anti-inflammatory and my immune booster stuff and zinc in the mornings, but then at nighttime I take my little night pills and vitamins and things. And so, if you're going for a week, you've got the morning and the evening, and this is the one that I like. It tends to stay closed when it's, when you're traveling. I've traveled with people and their pill packs have just come open and they're all over their bag and they have to resort their pills and all the things. This one's really nice. It stays closed nicely, so recommend. This is the option that I went with to reduce my liquids as far as my shampoo and conditioner. And I really liked it. And I went ahead and just, instead of buying full size, I tried the sample pack. The little tiny sample packs, plenty for 1 week travel. Even just one shampoo bar, one conditioner bar will last you for a full week. Most of the hotels we went to had nice shampoo and conditioner and body wash, but if you happen to end up in one that doesn't, this is a great little way to have something and not take up space in your liquids bag. I ended up purchasing these this time because mine were just worn out, and they also showed my name and information, email and address, phone number, all the things. And I chose these because they have the security flap over your information, but they're still pretty. I didn't see another single person using them. There's different designs, and clearly you can choose your initial. But this was really nice. When I saw my bag, not that I can miss my bag because it's pink flamingos, but whatever. This was nice to see as it came off the carriage. I knew exactly which bag was mine, no trouble. So anyway, I like that. I was a little hesitant about this. I saw this on somebody else's video before I made this trip, and I was like, really? That's a little excessive. But I tried it anyway because I'm excessive. And it was nice. It was really nice. My luggage did not make big clunky noises when I was on cobblestone streets. It was a little more cushioned, so it wasn't like jostling. They did really well. And running through the airport, which I did twice, they changed gates on me. It was nice. It wasn't loud, and it was a little bit more cushioned feel for my wheels. So I do actually recommend this. It's not a lot of money, but it did make a difference. So I wanted to share it. This was really nice. So I do get a little bit weird about the radiation that we have between our ears when we use AirPods and things. And so sometimes I like to use my wired headphones. And the nice thing about this little adapter was that I was able to take my wired headphones as well for the plane and then connect into the Type-C jack to use their screen when I wanted to. And also because cell phones now don't have a jack for them, you can also use it daily with your cell phone and plug it in. So I'm liking that. All right. Oh, this is slightly out of order. These are the Frixion pins that I use on my Rocketbook, but I also, you can use them on paper. So it's not like you can only use it on the Rocketbook. They write nicely. So, I mean, you can choose what kind of fine tip or whatever you want, but I do like them. These are so nice. So I actually tested these for my upcoming trip to Germany because I'm going to have to wear boots. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees and I'm a Florida girl, so I'm going to freeze to death. So they are merino wool socks, but they're super thin and soft. And so layering under boots, you know, your toes get cramped or whatever. So I've tested these out and I'm super excited to take them to Germany. I didn't need them. It wasn't that cold in Ireland. But definitely recommend these. I've gotten some other ones that are just too thick and that makes my boot feel tight and I don't like it. So tried and tested these for you guys. All right. Oh my gosh. Cannot live without my sleep mask, even at home. The minute that the sun starts to come up, I have to put it on. I'm just so sensitive to light. And I love these particular ones. You can tell that they're molded, and so they actually don't touch your eyelashes. They don't squish your, eyeballs or whatever. And so these are the ones that I use all the time, and especially on travel on the plane where, I gotta look good. I don't want to mess up my makeup. So they don't mess up my makeup either when I'm sitting on the plane, and I still want to get a little bit of shut eye. So highly recommend. This is another travel adapter. I actually had two different ones that I tried out, and it's kind of the same thing. It plugs into multiple different kinds of countries' adapters and has USB and Type-C connections. So I listed it anyway, just because I did try out two of them. Both worked well. Now, I will just tell you that I do not travel without an Anker battery. I love this one in particular. I have a different one, the older one, but this is the newer version of it. It plugs directly into the wall, so it's one less charger box you have to take with you, and that's phenomenal. So you plug it into the wall and you can charge your stuff. You can charge multiple things at one time, but then you can also stick it in your jacket pocket and take it with you. And if you're out and about using Google Maps and wearing down your phone battery or whatever, you never have to worry about burning out your battery. So fantastic little travel charger. I use all the time around town too, and sent to my girls because I'm always yelling at them because their phone batteries are dying. All right. So once again, I use my brown noise at night, but I also sleep with earplugs because I am that sensitive to sound. I hear everything. And I used to use foam earplugs, but they get gross, and you go through them and you have to dispose of them and then get new ones and all the things. And so I decided to try these silicone ones that are just washable, and I love them. They're totally comfortable for sleeping at night. The way that they lay in your ear, it just you can barely even see it, much less feel it. And so I have fallen in love with these and definitely won't go back to foam earplugs. So if you're sound sensitive like me, definitely recommend. Oh my gosh. I now live in these tank tops. Don't ask me why she's showing you. Well, I guess she's showing you the built-in bra, but anyway, really, really nice. And for those of you that know me, going without a bra is maybe not an option, but this has enough padding that I feel confident just wearing it as a tank by itself. I'm actually wearing one now. But for layering under pieces and on travel, this was what I traveled in on the plane, and super comfy, doesn't cut into you, barely knew I had stuff on. And so I'm definitely in love with these. Got them in several different colors. Not the green. How many times do I have to say that? Anyway, love it. Nice smooth silhouette that it provides, and so comfortable and lightweight, right? So not hot. Okay, so for my upcoming Germany trip, switching gears to need warmth, I did purchase this Cuddle Duds fleece. It's a shirt and leggings that are thin enough to layer under your clothes. And I have tested them. Really like them. Really soft, really comfy. So I'm super glad that I picked those up for this upcoming Germany trip. Another thing that I picked up was this extra travel bag. On the way over, I was not able to get, I'm flying Iceland Air, and I was not able to get Saga seating, which allows you 2 checked bags plus carry-ons. I only have 1, which is fine because I don't want to carry a bunch of stuff around when we go train back and forth between Munich and Nuremberg. And so I want only 1 suitcase and a backpack. But this packs down really small in your suitcase, and I love the color too. So I'm taking this with me because I know when I go to the Christmas markets, I'll be buying souvenirs. Christmas is my thing. So I am packing that to take with me so I can put clothes and whatever, and I'm allowed an extra check bag because I'm flying Saga on the way back. So I'll put clothes in that. And then I'll be able to pack my souvenirs in my hard-sided suitcase and keep them protected for the ride home, and potentially keep them with me as well, which would be nice. Okay. Oh, yes. These are awesome. Okay, so I purchased these and tested them out. Again, they're more for colder climate travel. They are fleece lined, but they're super light and not bulky at all. They also, I love that they have this 2 pockets, one for you slip your cell phone in, and they also have a zippered pocket right there if you want to stick cash in, so you don't have to carry a bunch of stuff. I am not big on carrying bags around a city, especially when you're surrounded by people. Seen too many pickpocket issues, and so anything that you can do to just tuck everything in and have it easy access, but maybe hidden by a coat or whatever, definitely the way to go. Oh my gosh, which reminds me, you're not going to see on here the coat that I live in, and it's my Columbia rain resistant coat. I'll add that to the description box, even though I'm not going to show it to you. Only thing I need in Ireland: rain, wind, just enough heat and under your layers, not too bulky. But I've had that Columbia for years and totally recommend it. Has security pockets and things like that, so I'll add that on. Okay. I tried 2 different kinds of compression socks. I've never used compression socks on the plane, but I kept hearing about it, and I was like, well, if it helps my feet and legs not be fatigued when I get there, then it's worth trying. These were the ones I ended up liking. The other ones were too tight. If you've got any kind of calves at all, you don't want to be uncomfortable, and those just pinched me and squeezed behind my knees, and I didn't like it. These, however, were just enough. So these are the Dr. Motion compression knee highs, and ended up doing so well with them. Okay, so funny story. I live in Florida. I didn't want to be hot, so I didn't put them on before I got on the plane. Unless you do yoga and you're highly flexible, I don't recommend waiting till you get on the plane, unless you want to have your legs in the air as you put on your socks. So put them on before you go. I'm sure that was very entertaining to my seat partners. Okay. But great pair of socks, not expensive, and definitely worth it. They made a difference. Speaking of traveling around a city, Dublin is a big city, and there were a couple of times that I felt a little uncomfortable about what was going on around me. There was a lot of people. It was a crowded place to see a site or something. And this is the bag that I travel with because it's super small. It's got multiple pockets. It even has like a secret pocket on the back where you can put your really important stuff. It does a crossbody. It's not one of those anti-cutting ones, but honestly, I layered it under whatever, jacket or sweatshirt or whatever I was wearing. And that way you couldn't have gotten to my straps even if you wanted to. So it's just enough to carry the essentials for being out: a cell phone, lotion, lipstick, money, whatever. Okay. So definitely recommend this little light crossbody. And actually this one's small enough that I was able to zip it up under my jacket when I felt a little uncomfortable. So that was good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have been using this backpack for travel for years and absolutely love it. Recommend it highly. It's got a little inside pocket for your laptop and things like that. It's got an underneath pocket where you can store wet clothing and whatnot and keep it separate if you want to use it as a gym bag. It has these awesome little snaps that keep your zippers together. Because if you don't, when you're running through Charlotte Airport, stuff falls out of your backpack because the zippers come. Not speaking from experience or anything. So make sure you actually snap them, but also really great. This little side pocket here, I'm going to show you my new water bottle that I fell in love with this trip. Slides right in there, and anything that you have like travel essentials for the plane that you want to pull out easily, these side pockets are awesome for that. So definitely recommend this bag. And it fits under the seat nicely, but it carries a lot. I mean, I had extra outfits and all kinds of things in there. This particular trip, I tried the Samsung Smart Tags for the first time, and I wasn't sure if I was going to need them or not, honestly, but I was like, well, might as well put it in there just in case something goes awry. Well, it was a really full flight on the way home from Charlotte, or actually from Dublin to Charlotte. And they offered to check our bags for free. And at that point, I was just tired of carrying a suitcase around all week. And so I let them check it. And it was really cool because I was like, well, I get to test my Samsung Smart Tags now. And so I just popped open my app on the phone and I could see where it was going and that it was on the plane. And I had one in my backpack as well, just in case. I liked it. It's just a little piece of security. Okay, again, Travel Buddy had this, and I was totally envious because I can't stand living out of a suitcase. And so when you're transferring hotels every night or two, I'm the kind of like, I don't care. I'd rather unpack. I want to see my stuff and be able to get to it. She rolled up in here with this thing, pulled it out of her suitcase and hung it in the closet. And it was like having drawers ready to go. I ordered that as soon as I got home for my next trip, and I have tested it out. I loaded it up. I stuck it in my suitcase, hung it up. It's got these awesome little side pockets where you can stick your other things. Once you're in country, you can do your toiletries or whatever if you want to, or just put socks and panties in the sides or whatever. So I really, really am excited to use this on the Germany trip, but I wanted to recommend it. All right, y'all are going to laugh. So being so young and cute, but having eyes that require contacts for extreme distance, I do have to use readers, especially when it's a dark environment in a restaurant or something like that. But I hate them. I hate carrying them and I hate looking old. So I tested these little armless reading glasses, and they're that small. They're so cute. Nobody even realizes you have them on. You just pop them on in a restaurant, look at your menu or your check or whatever. And I really used them quite a bit. And they also fold up. It's just a tiny little like credit card size case that you throw in beside your credit cards. Did I pack that over here? I don't know if I put it over here or not. But anyway, yeah, it's just like having one extra credit card in whatever you're carrying, but you always have a little pair of peepers with you. So I really liked those. Now, favorite thing so far. This is my portable flat water bottle. It fits beautifully in the side pockets of my backpack. Holds plenty of water. Now, it's not going to keep your water cold, sorry, but it's going to give you water when you need it. And actually, it's small enough that I packed it into the side zipper pocket of my jacket when we went hiking, and it was awesome to have water and not have to carry something around that was huge. I mean, you can hold it by the clippy thing, but Love this. Love the shape. Love how small it is. And it holds a decent amount of water. There are different sizes that you can buy. So recommend that. Okay, this is not for people who pack small. I'm going to just be honest. However, having a steamer for your clothes, if you're like me and you like to travel with nicer shirts, but you don't want to go out to dinner looking all nasty and wrinkled, having a travel steamer is great. This one's a little big for travel, I'm not going to lie. But if you have space and weight in your suitcase, highly recommend this one. It is fast and easy to use. Just steam your shirts and get the wrinkles out of them before you go out, or dresses or whatever. So anyway, this turned into a long video. I hope that you got some value out of this. Again, I will link my Amazon affiliate links to each one of these products down below. So I appreciate you clicking on them and, pick up the things that you like. The thing I love about Amazon too is if you try something and you don't like it, return it. I don't think you'll return anything that's on this list, but I do love that about Amazon. And so I think it makes it nice to try things, especially if you're traveling. So anyway, there we go. My first video in 4 years. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that it showed you some cool things that you can pick up. See you in the next one.